It's freezing in New York City today, so let's make some Ukrainian borscht from America with love.
First things first, prep your broth. Get yourself a 5.5 to 6 quart Dutch oven. I'm adding meat into my broth. You can also use vegetable stock or chicken stock. Here I'm using beef shank with the bones in. Add about an hour of cook time if you're doing it this way. Once your broth boils, bring it down to a simmer, and in the meantime, prep your vegetables, starting with cabbage because it takes the longest. Also, by way of disclaimer, I've only made borscht a handful of times, so if any Ukrainian grandmothers out there have tips or tricks for me, I'm all ears.
Cabbage core.
And if you notice the technique I'm trying to use here to cut along the sides and corners of the cabbage, it's to keep the pieces about this size, medium length, medium width, so that they won't disintegrate in the borscht, but will also not be too big where it's not bite size anymore. Before we add the cabbage to that beautiful stock, let's prep some of the other vegetables, starting with onion. We'll be sauteing the onions alongside carrots, so get those prepped next. Look at those beautiful carrots. I can't think of another soup that packs so many vegetables, nutrients, and flavors all into one recipe. Don't forget about potatoes. Make sure to peel them. Then we're going to cut them into quarters. As we prep our remaining vegetables, including the star of the show, the beets, I like to keep the potatoes in water so that they don't brown. And now for the beets. Give them a very good wash and peel, and then cut them into matchsticks as best as possible. Look at this beautiful stock. Now we're going to add the cabbage first. I also like to add the greens from the beets, although make sure to give them a very good wash because they are dirty, but they add great fiber to the recipe. While the cabbage cooks, saute the carrots and onions first, about 5 minutes. Don't forget some pepper in the stock and cabbage. Once the onions have started to caramelize, add the beets. Time for some umami flavoring with tomato paste. Spread that in and saute it down. This combination of flavors makes borscht probably my favorite soup outside of Asia. Once that is sauteed for a few minutes, add it to the stock. Honestly, does food get much more beautiful than that? Stir in the beets, make sure to fully incorporate it with the stock and cabbage. And now for the potatoes. Stir the potatoes in, and once they're fully incorporated, we'll add a little salt and then cover so everything boils beautifully together for about 20 to 30 minutes. And to be clear, that's the amount of simmering time. Make sure you bring all of this to a boil first. Remember those bone-in beef shanks we added? Once the potatoes have fully cooked, remove all of the meat. It should be sliding off the bone just beautifully. Separate the meat from the bone. Throw away the bones and start chopping up the meat into more bite-sized pieces. Then we'll incorporate it back into the borscht, and we are almost ready, folks. Time for garnishes, garlic and parsley. Ideally I'd have dill, but parsley was all that was available, so I'm prepping both along with my sous chef.
Peel? Peel?
But while I'm cooking, I want to hold Timmy for the whole session.
The whole session? Nice peeling. Nice peeling, guys.
Squishy!
Is it squishy?
Then got cookies that will add the cabbage.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you only get those if you eat your lunch, though?
If you eat it some.
If you eat some of your lunch, okay.
But sometimes bread for dessert.
Sometimes bread?
Yeah, sometimes bread has to be for dessert. Is that sourdough?
No, it's rye. Rye bread.
Look, I say hi to Cranberry over there.
Yeah, cranberry's rising. Cranberry.
Can we open them and smell them?
You want to smell?
Yeah.
So, cranberry. Smell.
What was that smell?
Sourdough. He's rising up. He's doing pretty well.
Do we dump the old sourdough out? How do you want to dump the old sourdough out? Gotta go to the bread station?
Yeah, we're gonna set up a bread station. One sec.
That's not the same.
Well, we're gonna come to the bread station.
Once all of the ingredients look soft and fully incorporated, we're going to turn off the heat and add the garnish. You'll notice that some recipes call for the addition of maple syrup and vinegar. I don't think either are necessary given the umami and natural flavors we already have from all of the vegetables, but add vinegar and maple syrup if you want more of a sweet and sour soup.
Flashing that around.
Soup.
Stir in all of your
Soup
beautiful
looks
garnishes.
Looks good.
Mama,
Baby.
I like your nail colors.
Thank you.
That could I
So we got a
have
nice.
my spatula on the What is in there?
For
Ready?
the finishing touches, we'll add some Greek yogurt, non-fat. You can also use sour cream if you so choose, but I highly recommend Greek yogurt, a little tiny garnish of parsley, and we're ready.
Well,
Cabbage.
cabbage.
Yeah.
Dada,
Yeah. Yeah, I love yogurt too. It's really good.
could I have another taste? Not every day. He eats yogurt first. ECA actually.
Thank you for watching. I hope this recipe is as satisfying and fulfilling as it is for our family. Slava Ukraine!